Hello guys, welcome back to the Diary of a Young Blessed Black Woman. I'm Noluthando Duma again. Please subscribe on YouTube, follow me on Facebook. Let's have these conversations and inspire each other. Anyway, today I just wanted to share 10 things that I'm revolting against. These were born out of my own reflections, the conversations that I was busy having with myself during lockdown, and I thought I should share with you. And I'd love for you to also share on what you are basically revolting on against in your life right now, maybe looking at the past, right now, and in the future. So here it is. Number 1. I'm revolting against gender-based murders. If you can, please listen to my part 1 video of when I shared my own experience during my hijacking and my kidnapping, and how my life totally changed, and the pain that I experienced. So I'm revolting against it. I stand against it. Number 2, I'm revolting against generational curses. That your family has never been something means that you will never be something. Who said that? I think we spend a lot of time listening to what people are saying. And I think we spend a lot of time thinking that just because that's what people think about us, that's who we are. Just because in your family everybody has never graduated does not mean that you will never graduate. One of the things that I do recently is that I literally sit on YouTube to watch graduations from University of KwaZulu-Natal. Not because I'm from KZN, but because I feel like they are so inspirational. If you find time, please follow graduations from University of KwaZulu-Natal, UKZN, because that's who we are. And I love that we embrace who we are. And most of the time, when you see these young people who graduate with degrees as engineers or in human resources or in business or whatever course they're doing, or in medical science or MPCHB, these people have been through so much and they've crossed the hurdle and they've reached their destination. So I'm revolting against generational curses, because generational curses said to me that because nobody had been overseas in my family, that I would never be overseas. Generational curses said just because nobody had graduated, that I would never graduate. That because no woman has ever owned a car, that I would never own a car or a house. Generational curses in my family spoke about marriage, spoke about work, spoke about high position. They spoke about being in a high position at work. They said it wasn't for us. If we got Duma, chances are that's not going to happen to you. But I revolted against it. And here I am. And I stand tall. Because I never believed in them. And I've always revolted against them. I will share my experience pretty soon. And I need to note it down. My experience when I visited the Potter's house in Dallas, Texas. And Bishop T.D. Jakes was preaching. And I will share that with you. You must just subscribe and follow me and then watch my videos. And that to me was a big door that opened about that I needed to revolt, but also that the generational curses in my family were also revolting against me having met presidents, having lived and been and repeatedly been to other countries that I never had ever thought that I would be in. Had friends in places I never dreamed of. Had platforms that I never ever thought of. I'll share that with you. The third thing I'm revolting against is the forces that say if you are born from somewhere, then you will never be something. Who said that? Who lied? So, let me reintroduce myself. My name is Noluthando Duma. Oh, I usually say I'm a medical technologist by profession, but I'm not saying it this time around. I'm Noluthando Duma, and I am from Z section in Umlazi. The old part of Umlazi. The old part of Z section. That's where I'm from. And in 2015, I remember so well, I did a segment of interviews. I did like, what do you call it, English? Continuous like interviews with Ukhozi FM, with SABC News, with a whole different platforms. And whenever they spoke to me, I said they should theme it from Umlazi to Miami. So you don't have to believe that Bullock, that if you belong to Umlazi or Soweto or Alexandra, you will not go to Miami or sit in DC or sit in Hong Kong or be in China or be in Parliament or live in Sandton or live in Morningside or live in Durban North or live in Mhlanga or live in Cape Town, Camps Bay. That's a lie from the devil. I'm revolting against it, even now, every day. The fourth thing, I revolt against the fact that when you have gone through a low time in your life, that you will never be, or you should not, show yourself again. Do you know that people actually say that? Uthanda ukubukwa. Jeez, man. You guys are too much, eh? No. If at first you don't succeed, hey, dust yourself up and try again. Tina, who are from East Katista Aliyah, we know that song and we live by that song. If at first you don't succeed, dust yourself up and try again. Number 5, I revolt against the society that has labeled you a failure, that has labeled you a whore, that has labeled you as a forward girl or a forward guy. Tandukbukwa. I revolt against those people. Because I've learned that people who like saying what is Tandukbukwa are busy staying at home and doing nothing. Nothing. Actually, I must tell you a short story. I had a friend who had a shop in our neighborhood, and that friend used to see this girl that I also knew going to night school. And one day, this friend said, but she's old. Why is she even bothering going to school at night? This friend was really, the girl that I knew was really old. So she was just going back to do a matric. I think they're still Abbott. It was Abbott. And lucky enough, I was there. I said to the girl who was laughing at her because she's going to school and she's old. I said to her, do you know what's going to happen, friend? This person who's going to write this matric exams, who this year, This person who's going to school every evening is going to pass here today and go to school. And you're going to laugh while sitting here. And then she's going to come back. This is January. Before you know it, you laugh. February, March, April, May, June. You're still laughing, but you're still going. And then it's July, August, September, October, November, December. And then she writes her exams. But you're still laughing. Guess what happened, to cut the long story short? The girl who was walking to night school is now a teacher. That girl finished her matric at over 30 years of age. She registered at a teaching college. She graduated. Girl's got her own car. Girl just got married. Girl's got her own house. And my friend is still sitting there. I'm sorry, guys. Let's revolt against it. Number 6. I revolt against the notion that your dream is too big and so you cannot achieve it. Girl, boy, who said that? If it's big, my mentor used to say, if it's big and it scares you, go for it. That's it. That's the one. Number 7. I revolt against that if you are a young black man, you will end up in jail. I revolt against that. Nope, you shall not. You shall not end up in jail. You shall not be a statistic as a young black man. You will not be what they think you will become, black brother. Black brother, you are powerful. You are good. You are a father. You're a good father. You support your parents. You support your family. You respect your wife. Black brother, I revolt against all the words that have been spoken against you. I revolt against them. Actually, number 8 is that I revolt against the fact that crime is fashionable. Guys, and the reason why I'm speaking about this is because it has become so fashionable to become iskebeng. I grew up in Mlazi, guys. I grew up in a township, and it used to be so fashionable when someone used to steal imoto. We used to be like, oh my gosh, banbanu yiginza, you know? Banbanu hamba emote, yo, umbonile kusheshe, yo, umbonile. In front of our kids. What are we saying? Then we talk about how they've now built one room behind their mother's house and they've tiled it and put the ceiling board, the sliding door. Hey! Guys, no. We shouldn't be even embracing such things. Yes, we grew up with that, but we should not be embracing it. It's not fashionable to be a thug. It's not fashionable. Yes, there, I said it. Number 9. I revolt against that you will become what they thought you will become. Hell no. Honey or auntie, those ones who are always jealous of you, I revolt against it. You will not become what they thought you would become. You will become what God thought you would become. You will not become what your colleagues at work thought you would become. You will become what God thought you will become. Number 10, I revolt against the notion that you need connections to make it in life. No, you don't. Whose are you? Oopsie. And whomst are you? You are God's. And that's what matters. And I want to say to you, passion plus vision plus God, or should it be God plus passion plus vision equals to reaching your destination. Please share what you are revolting against. And yeah, we'll continue the conversation. Subscribe to Diary of a Young Black Blessed Woman. And subscribe to Revolt, the Revolt page on YouTube. Follow me, Noluthando Duma, on Facebook, at Duma_Noluthando on Twitter, and Noluthando Duma on Instagram. Cheers, bye.